So at the beginning of every month, Pebbles, we're going to do a cat tale. Welcome to Etch-A, I'm Ben, and today I'm going to tell you a personal story, because who wouldn't want to know a little bit about the man behind the man? People with developmental disabilities are incredible. At their core, they are just like you and I. They have likes, dislikes, passions, and spirituality. And just like everyone else on this planet, they have their own ways of dealing with death. For the sake of privacy, I'm going to name the person that I'm about to talk about Honey. Honey is a young lady with intellectual disabilities, and she is one of the sweetest girls in the world. But she owned a hamster, and I hate hamsters. Hamsters are the cutest bundles of blender blades in the world. I'm surprised there aren't more children walking around with missing fingers and they haven't been banned from elementary schools altogether. See that finger? It regrew several times in elementary school because of hamsters. I worked as Honey's caregiver for about a year. I would come in at 6:30 in the morning and leave at 3 p.m. It was one of the most interesting years of my life. One day I came into work and Honey's hamster was dead. Hallelujah! And there was Honey holding Hamster. Yes, his name was Hamster. Tears streaming down her face, stroking the hamster and saying, "Hamster not dead. Hamster not dead." Are you feeling bad yet? A little bit of sympathy? Not me. I was happy the hamster was dead. I mean, think about it. No more bloody fingers. No more chasing the hamster around the house, praying it doesn't crawl into a vent, die and rot for eternity. Perhaps she'll get a fish. I approach Honey and say, "I'm sorry your hamster is dead, Honey, but we're going to have to bury him in the backyard before you go to class." Tears turn to sudden rage. "Hamster not dead. Hamster not dead." Stupidly and stubbornly, I replied, "I'm sorry, Honey, but your hamster is dead." "Hamster not dead! Hamster not dead!" At this point, my patience was waning, as you can imagine. "Yes, Honey, your hamster is dead." "Hamster not dead! All right, your hamster is dead, gosh darn it!" That's what I wanted to say, but in fear of having my eyes scratched out, I actually said, Okay, your hamster's not dead, but let's put it back into the cage and go wash your hands before breakfast." She replied, "Hamster sleeping?" as we returned the dead hamster to its cage. That afternoon, I tried again. Same result. "Hamster not dead!" I decided to try again in the morning. At this point, the hamster has been dead for 24 hours, and it's as stiff as desert roadkill. But alas, the girl won't let up. "Hamster not dead! The hamster's dead! D-E-A-D. Dead!" Don't worry, I actually didn't say that, although I really wanted to at this point. Back into the cage the hamster goes, sleeping. At this point, I have no clue what to do. It's bordering on unsanitary, and by tomorrow, the thing is going to stink. Have you ever smelled a rodent 3 days dead? It's not your grandma's cooking, I can assure you. So Honey went off to her class, and I had an idea. I found some paper towels, a small box, and a trowel. I gathered up the hamster, placed it in the box, went outside, dug a little divot in the grass, and placed the hamster coffin in the hole and covered it with grass. Oh, did I mention that I accidentally left the hamster cage door open? Or was it an accident? When Honey came home, she went directly to the cage and said, "Hamster sleeping? Where hamster go? Where'd hamster go?" I don't know where the hamster went. Maybe we should look for it. I know, not very smart, kind of cruel. Yeah, now I know she would tear the house apart looking for it, but I didn't know what else to do. She couldn't afford a taxidermist, for heaven's sake. Now, I was about to get off work, so it was in the night staff's hands. And I was gonna sleep soundly knowing that hamster was dead and buried, and that Honey would definitely forget about this in the morning. Nope! I come in the next morning, her room is more of a mess than usual, furniture askew, and she says, "Hamster gone! Hamster gone!" We pretend to look for the hamster. All the while, my guilt level is rising and rising, and a little voice in my head said, "You probably should tell her that you buried her hamster, Ben. The rage returns, and fortunately for me, she doesn't hit me, because I would bludgeon me if I were her. She instead runs outside yelling, "Where is Hamster? Where is Hamster?" Now remember, the hamster's been dead for more than 48 hours. She runs to the spot where I point, I have no choice now, and starts digging in with her fingers. She finds the box and opens it. She pulls out the hamster and begins petting the rock-hard 48-hour dead thing. I probably should have called my boss a long time ago, but I call my boss, and as soon as I tell her the story, all I can hear on the other end is cackling. "You're on your own with this one, Ben," she says, and hangs up. Fortunately for me, Honey is much smarter than people give her credit for, and she had listened to my end of the conversation. And she said, "Hamster dead?" "That's right, Honey. You have to say goodbye now. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Goodbye, Hamster." At this point, I actually do feel sad for Honey. But not the hamster. The hamster's still dead. At this point, I guide Honey's hands to the box. She lets go of the hamster, and we place the dirt back on top of the hamster, and we say a little prayer for Hamster's soul. And the hamster stayed buried happily ever after. The end. Thank you guys for listening to my stories. This doesn't change the tone of my channel. I'm still going to play around with mythology and legend and different kinds of crazy, weird stories. Also, I've resurrected my personal channel where I vlog before every video. Please click the link right here. And don't forget to subscribe. There's a giant button down below.